So it's nice to be able to provide a positive update and a hopeful update. Hey everyone, Melissa from Melissa vs. Fibromyalgia here, and I am popping on real quick. I haven't got an awesome setup. I'm wearing an old t-shirt, but it's time that I update you about sleep, because insomnia and sleep is so important with fibromyalgia. It is so important, and it is ignored most of the time. I have spent more than 20 years going back and forth to doctors, telling them just the depth of the insomnia and the impact on my life. You know, nights of struggling to get to sleep despite being exhausted, spending ages awake in the night in pain, standing in the kitchen in the cold waiting for my heat pack to heat up just so that I can lie down, because you need the heat pack to lie down with your neck, then struggling to get back to sleep, and then waking up too early, and then no matter how much sleep you had, waking up feeling like you never slept. And that went on a long time, and it's frustrating because all of the healing protocols talk about the fact that sleep is really important. Dr. Lipton, Dr. Teitelbaum, Dr. Myhill, Dr. Walls, everybody who talks about sleep and health realize how important it is. And with fibromyalgia and chronic insomnia, you're probably going to need medicine. You've got to go hard. Sleep hygiene is maybe this much of it. I have impeccable sleep hygiene and have had for a long time, and have shared about it here and on my blog. I got sleep hygiene. I've tried loads of things and nothing was working. So earlier this year, I met a new doctor. I told her the extent of the insomnia, and she said that level of sleep deprivation is a medical emergency. And I was like, hallelujah, someone is listening to me, because this is important and this is impacting my health, and I cannot get better unless you treat this. So yay. Long story short, she tried a medicine called quetiapine. It is an atypical antipsychotic, and at higher doses, it's taken for things like bipolar disorder. At lower doses, people have found that it helps with insomnia. And there is emerging research and studies on atypical antipsychotics for fibromyalgia. It's very new. They've been all stuck on the low-dose amitriptyline and not tricyclic antidepressants for a very long time. And I haven't met that many people that it's that helpful for. So time to move them on. But when you research it, so I've done a Google myself obviously, some of the side effects can look a bit scary, but you have to remember a few things. One of them is side effects, the risk is usually relatively low. 2, the side effects of course are worse with the higher doses. And 3, what are the side effects of not sleeping? Because they're pretty horrific, right? It is not good for your brain, it is not good for your cardiovascular health, increases your risk of diabetes, stops you losing weight, makes your response time slower. It's just a whole thing. And we've all heard about the studies where they purposely sleep deprived people and they ended up with symptoms like fibromyalgia. Sleep is important. It's so, so important. So anyway, I tried it. I started off, she wanted me to start with 12.5 milligrams, and she wanted me to take it for 4 days to see if that would reset my system. And I had a sense that that wouldn't be the case after, 20 years. I didn't think it was going to be that simple, but I tried it. And what I found is for 2 nights, I slept amazing. Like, I woke up the next morning and I felt so good for the first time ever sleeping properly. And it was a bit crazy because I was like, if this is how normal people feel, I think they're wasting their life. Like, I felt good. But on the 3rd night, I didn't feel very good. And then I didn't take it for 2 days, and I thought I'll just try it again because it felt so good the first time. And then I ended up in the cycle where I kind of took it for 2 days and then not for 2 days, and so I had 2 good nights of sleep. And when I went back to the doctor to check in, she said, that's really encouraging. Let's go ahead and put you on 25 milligrams every night and see how that goes. And it's been a few months now, and it's amazing. I still have chronic fatigue syndrome. I still get tired. I still have nights where I don't sleep, but it's a whole new world. Sleep is everything, right? It is so important. It's like this layer of fluff is gone from my brain. I can concentrate better. I feel better. It's just really, really helpful to sleep. The emotional benefits alone of knowing that I can get ready for bed, go to sleep, and get up in the morning and probably sleep, it's just like mind-blowing. It feels so good because it is so upsetting knowing that you are so tired and you need sleep, but you're not going to get it. And now I get it. Last night, for example, I had about 7 hours and 20 minutes of sleep. I don't really spend long enough in bed. It's very difficult. I get woken early by the kids, and I go to bed a little bit late now. because I have more energy when I hang out with my husband. But I had 7 hours and 20 minutes of sleep, and I had more than the bottom range for REM and deep sleep. So I had about 25% of REM sleep and 19% of deep sleep, which I never got before. Before, I got like 4% deep sleep each night, and that is not healthy. So it is super exciting. So I wanted to share this update because I've got a big post that I've been working on, and I've been trying to gather research, and I've been trying to gather other people's experiences, but in the places where I'm looking for other people's experiences, I'm not finding that many. And I just wanted to create kind of a more complex resource for you in case you want to take the information to your doctor and say, hey, can we try it? I just need something a bit more, a bit more for you, because the few pieces of information out there are great, but if a doctor's never done it before or never heard of it, it's nice to have more information. So I'm working on it. But I'll leave the link for the information about it. And I'll leave all the information I found about it. But basically, I'm sleeping and it's good. And I do want to say though that I am keeping my sleep hygiene. Keep the sleep hygiene, keep everything right, and I still use my body scan meditations and visualizations. So I'm training my brain that we're not just using that medicine to go to sleep. So I think that's really important as well. I don't know what it means for long term, but for now it's just so wonderful to be able to sleep. It is. I can't even tell you. I still have symptoms every single day. I still do my yoga nidra rest every afternoon. I'm not going to be able to go and run marathons anytime soon, but it's like another piece of the puzzle clicking into place, and it feels very exciting. So I wanted to let you know about that in case that's something that's on the table for you to try. By the way, it is mentioned in Dr. Lipton's Fibro Manual. Dr. Ros Vellings, she's a Kiwi doctor who practiced for a long time. She has a book, it's mentioned in her book, so it is around, it has been mentioned before. I think what it does mainly for me is calm the central nervous system, because the first few nights after I took it, I realized that I had just such a profound sense of calm, which I'd never had before. And so I think it was that last bit, the Yoga Nidra guided meditation really taught me how to bring down my nervous system and access the parasympathetic state. But I think the quetiapine was able to take it even further, something I hadn't been able to do myself. And I don't know if that's something that I would always need or something that my body can be trained into, but I'm really looking forward to seeing research in this area, because it is really not funny, but really interesting seeing how the nervous system is involved. So it's nice to be able to provide a positive update and a hopeful update. So I hope that helps you. Let us know in the comments below, what are the most important things that help you with sleep? Is this something you want to try? Is this something you have tried? Maybe it didn't work for you. That's also useful information. Share it around, and I will catch you again soon.